If you are injured and have type A blood, you get type A blood. If you have type O, you get type O for most of your life. That is the beginning and the end of the conversation. But that letter is not just a storage label. It is a biological barcode. It is a highly specific genetic profile that actively influences whether your arteries will clog, how your brain will age, and exactly which modern diseases will try to exploit your immune system. In this video, you will learn the hidden strengths and dangerous weaknesses of your blood type. We will reveal exactly how your specific blood group dictates your lifespan using simple hard science. To understand what is actually flowing through your veins, you have to look at your circulatory system as an exclusive high-security facility. Trillions of red blood cells are constantly moving through the hallways of your body, and every single one of them has to wear a chemical ID badge attached to its surface. In biology, these badges are called antigens. If you are type A, your cells wear the badge. If you are type B, your cells wear the B badge. If you are type AB, you wear both. And if you are type O, your cells are entirely blank. They wear no badge at all. Your immune system constantly patrols this facility. When it sees a badge it recognizes, it lets the cell pass. When it sees a badge it does not recognize, it instantly manufactures biological weapons to destroy the intruder. It is a flawless security system, but the specific badge you carry, or the lack of one, creates massive life-altering blind spots in your health. Consider the blood type that flows through the vast majority of the human population. Type O, nearly half the world carries it. It is the original human blueprint, the baseline blood of our ancient hunter-gatherer ancestors. Because type O cells wear no chemical ID badges, they are essentially biological ghosts. In the ancient world, this ghost status was a superpower. Clinical observations in regions heavily affected by malaria reveal exactly why type O dominated early human history. When the malaria parasite infects a human, it forces the red blood cells to become incredibly sticky. The cells clump together, block blood vessels, and cause severe organ failure. But researchers have found that type O blood vehemently resists this clumping process. The malaria parasite tries to stick the cells together, and the type O cells simply slide past one another. The ancestral blood saved millions of lives by refusing to clot under pressure. However, the modern world punishes this ancient advantage. The exact same mechanism that keeps type O blood flowing smoothly makes it dangerously thin when you actually need it to clot. Type O individuals naturally produce significantly lower levels of a specific clotting protein called von Willebrand factor. If you are type O and you are involved in a major physical trauma, your baseline risk of severe hemorrhage is measurably higher than anyone else in the room. Furthermore, the lack of chemical ID badges leaves specific doors wide open. Clinical studies from Scandinavian researchers tracking massive outbreaks of norovirus, the notorious stomach bug that ravages cruise ships and schools, found a stunning pattern. The virus physically cannot latch onto the cells of certain blood types, but type O individuals possess the exact chemical docking station the virus loves. Type O individuals are repeatedly decimated by severe gastrointestinal infections that other blood types entirely shrug off. Yet the ancient ghost blood has a rival, one born entirely out of human civilization. When humans stopped wandering and started building cities, the biological rules changed overnight. Welcome to type A. Roughly 3 in 10 people carry this blood, and it is the physical manifestation of the agricultural revolution. When humans first crowded together in massive settlements, living shoulder to shoulder with domesticated animals and open sewage, they created a paradise for deadly bacterial plagues. The ancient type O blood was too vulnerable to these dense urban diseases. The human body needed a reinforced wall. It evolved the badge. The antigen acts like biological body armor against specific ancient infections. It triggers a hyper-aggressive immune response that helped early city dwellers survive cholera and devastating bacterial outbreaks. But that heavy armor comes with a severe modern penalty. The type A badge makes red blood cells inherently sticky. Remember how type O blood refuses to clot? Type A blood loves to clot. A massive 20-year cardiovascular study conducted by researchers at the Harvard School of Public Health tracked tens of thousands of patients and uncovered a brutal reality. Individuals with type A blood carry a significantly higher independent risk of developing coronary heart disease. The hypervigilant immune system that protected your ancestors in ancient cities is currently thick, slow, and prone to creating the microscopic blockages that lead directly to heart attacks and strokes. And the stress response amplifies this. Clinical data points toward type A individuals naturally producing higher levels of cortisol. When a work deadline approaches or an alert chimes on your phone, a type A body floods itself with stress hormones faster and stays elevated longer. You are walking around with an immune system constantly bracing for a medieval plague, completely exhausting your cardiovascular system in the process. But what happens when human populations refuse to settle in cities and instead conquer the harshest environments on Earth? That brings us to type B blood. Carried by roughly 10% of the global population, type B is the biological fingerprint of the nomad. It traces its deepest roots to the massive steppes of Central Asia and the freezing altitudes of the Himalayas. These were populations that constantly moved, exposing themselves to wildly shifting climates and a bizarre variety of temporary pathogens. To survive, the nomadic immune system had to become an expert adapter. The B badge is a highly specialized chemical defense. Studies show that type B individuals carry an extraordinary natural resistance to the very stomach bugs that hospitalize type O individuals. The norovirus often bounces right off them, but this highly tuned adaptability comes with a dangerous misfire rate. When an immune system is designed to constantly look for strange, shifting threats, it sometimes gets confused. Clinical research shows that type B individuals carry a heightened susceptibility to severe autoimmune disorders. Their highly active defense mechanisms can lose the ability to tell the difference between a foreign invader and their own healthy tissue, leading to chronic, painful inflammation. Furthermore, major oncological studies conducted across multiple research hospitals have highlighted a grim statistic regarding type B and its rare counterpart, type AB. Individuals carrying the B badge show a significantly elevated risk of developing pancreatic cancer compared to the rest of the population. The precise chemical structure of the B antigen appears to provide certain cancerous cells a favorable environment to hide and multiply. This leads directly to the strangest and most dangerous biological experiment in human history. When the settled populations of type A finally merged with the nomadic populations of type B, they created type AB. This is the modern chimera. Less than 5% of the world carries this blood. Because type AB red blood cells wear both the A badge and the B badge, the immune system acts like a lazy security guard. It is so used to seeing both badges that it essentially views everything as friendly. This makes type AB the universal recipient. If you are bleeding out, you can take blood from literally anyone on the planet, and your body will accept it without a fight. That sounds like a massive advantage until you look at the neurological cost. A landmark longitudinal study conducted by the University of Vermont College of Medicine looked at aging populations and cognitive decline. The results were terrifying. They found that individuals with type AB blood were 82% more likely to develop memory and language problems, the direct precursors to severe dementia. Why? Because of the blood's thickness. Type AB individuals produce massive amounts of a specific clotting protein called factor VIII. Over decades, this incredibly thick, sticky blood struggles to navigate the microscopic, fragile blood vessels deep within the brain. It creates silent, microscopic clots that slowly starve brain tissue of oxygen year after year. The universal recipient pays for their biological tolerance with the gradual loss of their own mind. Yet all of these risks can be entirely upended by the presence of a single, silent alarm system. Look at your blood type again. Next to the letter, there is a positive or negative sign. This is the Rh factor, named after the rhesus monkeys where it was first discovered. It is simply a second, totally separate badge your cells either wear or do not wear. If you are positive, you wear the badge. You are like the vast majority of humanity. If you are negative, your cells are missing this badge. And for most of your daily life, being Rh negative changes absolutely nothing about how you feel or function. Until an Rh negative woman becomes pregnant with an Rh positive child. In this scenario, the mother's immune system encounters the baby's blood and notices a badge it has never seen before. The mother's body reacts exactly how it is programmed to react. It identifies the unborn child as a hostile parasite. Without modern clinical intervention, specifically an injection that hides the baby's blood from the mother's immune system, the mother's body will manufacture lethal antibodies designed to cross the placenta and destroy the child's red blood cells. And if you are the rarest of the rare, AB-negative, you occupy a terrifying statistical anomaly. You make up less than 1% of the entire human species. If you are ever in an accident, your body will fiercely reject almost every drop of blood on Earth except your own highly specific type. You are standing on a biological tightrope with almost no safety net, but you also hold a miracle. While your red blood cells are incredibly difficult to match, your plasma, the golden liquid that carries the cells, contains absolutely zero aggressive antibodies. Your plasma can be injected into any human being on Earth, safely stopping their bleeding and saving their life, regardless of what blood type they have. The person who is hardest to save is the only person who can save everyone else. Your blood type is not a minor detail to be filed away in a dusty cabinet. It is a biological biography. It is a living record of every plague your ancestors survived, every harsh environment they walked through, and every genetic sacrifice they made to ensure you were born. Right now, at this exact moment, your blood type is regulating your stress hormones. It is determining how easily your arteries clog. It is deciding whether your brain is receiving the oxygen it needs, and it is actively dictating which bacteria can easily colonize your stomach. Your doctor might not have the time to explain the profound weight of this chemical barcode, but now you know exactly what is flowing through your veins, and you know exactly what biological vulnerabilities you need to aggressively protect against. Did your blood type match the health patterns you've noticed in your own life or your family's history? Drop your blood type and your experience in the comments below, and let's see if the clinical data holds up against real life. If this completely changed how you look at your own body, hit the like button and share this with someone who has absolutely no idea what their blood type actually means.